Well, joining me live from Boston, Massachusetts is an international affairs analyst, Hamilton Odunze. Lovely weekend to you, Hamilton. Let's talk about this BBC and Trump saga. How would Trump's threat to sue the BBC affect US-UK relations, particularly given the BBC's role as a public broadcaster?
Yes, you stated it right. President Trump is going to Trump. He said he's going to court next week to suing the BBC for what he alleged is a misrepresentation of his position on January 6th. Going back to your question, we don't think this is going to have any significant diplomatic impact except for discrediting the BBC. There's no significant diplomatic impact. But by the way, the BBC is not owned by the government, so there's nothing there from the government except that recently the British government, they have backed up the BBC. For example, the Secretary Lisa Nandy said the BBC is by far the most widely used and trusted source of news in the United Kingdom, but also noted that the corporation has its own internal problems. Trump has said that the British Prime Minister is requesting a conference with him. We don't know what that conference is going to be all about, but we'll wait and see what they talk about in the conference. But we don't think this is going to have any significant diplomatic impact.
I mean, for them to be requesting for a conference, some people are speculating that, Trump can be, Trump. But a lot of people are also speculating that the dispute can impact UK's efforts to maintain a strong and independent media landscape, being that the BBC has been there for over, decades now. So don't you think that is a problem as well, since it's a reliable source of information?
It's definitely a problem. Suing the BBC, it could impact journalism in the United Kingdom by promoting more cautious reporting, encouraging a culture of self-censorship, and escalating political pressure on the broadcaster. If Trump succeeds in suing the BBC, it will surely create a crisis, adding to a history of people say that the BBC is not impartial. But beyond the UK, it will create an atmosphere of caution, a deterrent of censorship and winning public interest in journalism, and which could lead to underreporting, not just in the United States, but across the world.
So now, I mean, we have just a few minutes left, but does the BBC's apology and rejection of Trump's defamation claims set a precedent for media outlets to be more cautious in their reporting?
Definitely. It's going to create a precedent for media outlets to be more cautious in their reporting. And this is what everybody's speculating. But, it's a very contentious issue. Some people think that what is more important is serving the public interest, right? So some people think that press freedom serves better public interest. Others think that government censorship or government regulation of the press serves better public interest because it will compel the media outlets to be more responsible with their reporting. So this whole thing, let's see how it plays out between Trump and the BBC.
But would one be quick to say that, government should regulate media outlets to prevent perceived biases or misrepresentation?
Like I said, it's a very contentious issue, right? Government regulating of media outlets and freedom of speech and what news outlets report is a very contentious. Some people, like I said, are on the other side. They are saying that government regulation of media outlets is better for public consumption of news because it will compel media outlets or news outlets to be more cautious and more responsible with their reporting. For example, Trump said that they were irresponsible in reporting that he called for an outright violent action on January 6th, which he said that's not what he said. So people are saying that, government censorship or regulation will make the media sit up and report responsibly.
Finally, before I let you go, Hamilton Odunze, can Trump successfully sue the BBC in a U.S. court, considering the BBC is a UK-based broadcaster?
Correct. That's a very good question. The problem is he's suing them in Florida, right? He can't sue them in the UK because the statute of limitation has expired. The statute of limitation in the UK is only 1 year. But suing them in Florida is a very uphill task to climb. And here is the reason. The reason is because he has to prove that the BBC acted in actual malice. And he has to also prove that the BBC have enough influence in Florida to cause him harm. We don't know if the BBC have that much influence in Florida. We don't know if they have that crowd in Florida or that people listening to them in Florida. If they don't have enough people listening to them, I think they will go by this. They will go to say that they didn't cause Trump enough harm to warrant legal actions.
Right. Thank you so much. Is international affairs analyst there, Hamilton Odunze, joining us from Boston, Massachusetts. There.